booties for black girl nerds.
Thank you, Tom, for your time today. I appreciate it.
Happy to be here with the Black Girl Nerds.
Yes, it's always a good time with us. Wow, if Get Off My Lawn was a person, it would definitely be Otto.
How about that? Right, not a big lawn, but stay off it.
All
it's not
of
a
it.
Big lawn, but get off my lawn. Yeah.
Stay off of it. And the thing that I've always loved about you and all of the different roles you've embodied is I always believe you. Whether, we've always seen, warm and fuzzier sides of Tom Hanks and the roles you embody, but even in this, I believe you. So at this point, when you look at a role, is the process different for you at this point to embody a more curmudgeon-y type of character?
I gotta say that it's a constant. It's exactly the same no matter what, because I can't approach something unless I pretty much understand the logical of it right off the bat. I'd like to think, now maybe I'm just blowing smoke up my own chimney here, but I'd like to think that there isn't a moment that is going to be expected of me where I don't know what the character would do. I think part of that is what the actor's job is. My job as an actor is to literally come up with a motivation for whatever has to be there. But it's only when I can't make that connection that I think there's going to be a problem with the interpretation of the examination here that goes on. And then you do have to say no. And there has been times where I've read plenty of reasons to do something, a lot of reasons to say yes, but I have to say, guys, I think there is a flawed aspect of the human condition here that you guys aren't paying any attention to. And Otto is definitely not one of those. Between the original movie and the original novel that I read, Man Called Otto is what they're called, both masterpieces, you might say, well then why bother? Why bother going back and trying to recreate one of those? Because there's stuff in there that is purely American, that every American will be able to recognize, not the least which being, what about those Mexicans who just moved across the street? That could be the worst thing that can happen to anybody. But it turns out to be the best thing that happened to Otto. And you don't approach that with any other kind of spin to it. You just have to say, well, what would really happen here? And then you have to go back and you have to create that reality.
For sure. With Otto and that interaction with the neighbors and starting to grow personally after so much loss, it's that rough exterior is still humorous. There's lots of beats for humor within that. Is that a different type of emotion when you have a mean person who's just unintentionally funny at times?
Well, there's people that will enforce their sense of what is right and wrong in a hilarious manner, And hey, you know what? It's wrong to have a dog pee on your lawn. But it's hilarious to say, if I see that dog pee on the lawn, I'm going to drop kick it over the roof of the thing. That's kind of fun. He's not really going to do that. But everybody knows he's cranky enough to threaten it. And there more often than not, there is a lack of teeth in Otto's bite. But more often than not, too, I'm going to say 50% of the time, you have to say, well, actually, Otto's kind of right. Because if the UPS people do park there, that means I can't come home and park in front of my house. So I got to give it up to Otto. He's right, and he actually gave it to those UPS people in a pretty good manner. So I'm gonna cut him some slack there. But it's to have it be funny just by way in order to be kooky. That's not nearly as powerful or as amusing to me as if it's actually real and makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And as they yank me, if Otto had one of your typewriters, which one is he using for the notes?
Oh, he would use the great Buick of all typewriters. He'd have a Smith Corona, probably a Smith Corona made about 1958, not necessarily a Sterling maybe, but a Silent Super, maybe something like that. And by the way, he'd keep it in perfect working order.
As you would too.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hanks. An honor. I loved it. I cried. I laughed. It's always an honor to see you work.
Thank you very much. I enjoy talking to you. Let's do it again. Let's both keep going at this,
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you.
I'm not done.
Sorry. Bye-bye.
Better shake better shake your booties for black girl nerds.